Hey, rock and roll. Thanks for stopping by the guitar shop today. What we're working on is this is another Chinese copy. It's a knockoff, forgery, whatever, of, I believe the name is Vito Bratta. Vito Bratta's Steinberger guitar. And, doesn't have a TransTrem on it, and this kind of looks like, I think they call it an R-Trem. Kinda. So, I guess we're just doing a setup on this guitar. It has a broken string on it, so I can't really show you how it plays when it showed up to the shop. But I will play on it for a second after I get done messing with it. Oh, well. Interestingly enough, all of these ball ends on these strings have chrome balls on them instead of brass. And well, I'm sure they're brass, they're just chrome plated over top of it instead of just being bare brass. And that calls to my mind the Gibson vintage strings, which usually are the strings that come on Epiphone guitars. So I don't know if that's a clue to the origin of this copy guitar. Does Gibson own Steinberger nowadays? I think they might. Is Epiphone issuing copies of Steinberger guitars nowadays? That's an interesting question. May have to Google that. The trim doesn't say Steinberger. The trim doesn't say Epiphone. The trim says Overlord of Music, which I think I may have seen that on an Ibanez knockoff or two. Jim's, yeah, the Steve Vai guitar. I think I may have encountered that once or twice. Let's clean her up. Got the strings off. Looks pretty clean. I think this came in to the guy's house and he started playing it for just a minute and then broke a string. And so he brought it to me for a string change. Haven't decided if guitars like this will show up every time they come in for a restring, or if I'll just do this setup on it and then I may work on it again, but it never shows up in the new video list. I guess if you have an opinion about it, if you'd like to see them over and over again, or if you just want to see them the once at the beginning, most of them will just be the once probably, or once a year or whatever. So once you do a setup, it should stay for a while. It is a cool looking guitar though. I'd probably be interested to get my hands on a Real Steinberger one of these. See what I think of that. If you got one, call me. Oh, I gotta get that busted ball end out of that saddle. You bring a magnet up here. Oh, it's brass. It wouldn't work with a magnet anyway, huh? Let's see if gravity will help us. Yep. Kind of get the feeling I should stop. Oh, yeah, that's gonna go to pitch, isn't it? Kind of get the feeling I should stop here and check how tight I need to pull those in order to make it go to pitch. Let's fire up a camera pointed at the strobe, huh? Yeah, I guess not very tight. It won't let go of my wrench. Wow. What's up with that? So I'll show you before I trim these. The strings are just sticking through holes in the top of the nut here, and they're held in by those little Allen heads. They just protrude through like that. Kind of seen something similar on a few headless design guitars. Just looking at the strobe, that one there. Oh, the power died in the strobe tuner camera. It was rebooting. Powering down, or is it powering up? Wonder what happened there. Well, guess I can't show you the strobe today. Or I guess I could break out my cell phone. Yeah, just an endless boot cycle. Well, that's pretty annoying. Oh wow, it says critically low power. That's the bug it was doing. That's why it's mine to borrow. Well, sorry guys. Still working on the strobo cam, or some kind of camera to point at the strobe. Still pretty new to this whole video thing. Real tight compact package. Feels small in my hands, although the fret spacing looks about normal. Well, the neck's adjusted, right? Nothing much you can do with a 0 fret. The nut's gotta be right. I guess we just adjust the action, huh? Well, that's crazy close to where I would normally set it. Wow, sounds like the intonation's pretty close too. Okay, E's a little sharp, A's dead on, all the rest of them are a little flat. E's a little sharp, A's dead on, all of the rest of them are a little flat. Yep. B's dead on now, but E was still a little flat. Yep. Kind of would rather have some kind of length adjustment screw. Pushing these guys, not the best method, I think. Well, it's not the most precise method. We're going to get the right result. B move. Well, that went pretty smooth. Pretty happy. Now what happens when I release the crack end? Oop, all out of tune. There's this little hook under here, visible right there, and it grabs onto a little screw post. I'm not sure if I can show you the screw post, how it grabs. Hopefully that showed you. If not, well, sorry, my camera work is still coming up to speed. What it does is it locks the trim. In case of string breakage or in case you don't want it to. In case you don't want it to trim. And this big screw in the back here, that's just replaces those screws on the Floyd Rose. You know, it's got the two little screws on the back that have the springs, and you tighten and loosen. Well, that's what this thing does. So let's plug it into an amp instead of just a tuner. Mess around for a second, get an idea how it sounds. One bad thing about trying to play all these different guitars is they all play different. Now, I don't have a guitar or anything like this, so pardon my sweeps. the kind of mid-game channel needs a little more boost. I may do something about that before the next video. Well, I want to have a look inside the guts. Let's see what we can tell about the pickups. You down for that? Yeah, you can leave if you want. I'm going to check it out. Okay, not much there. Y'all see that? I think so. No shielding, some shims to make it fill the flat, most basic tone knob, most basic pickup wire. It looks a little like an EMG, but it's not. Not even close. Alright, so I appreciate it if you made it all the way to the end, and I guess, thanks for watching. Rock and roll. Come back to the shop another time. Be happy to show you some more, hopefully, really oddball guitars. Clean the back of the guitar. Alright, well, for the third and final time, thanks for watching, thanks for stopping by the guitar shop. Hopefully, you'll check it out again. We'll have more cool, hopefully oddball guitars, and rock and roll.